What am I doing with my life? Am I really helping people, or is it just ego? Is it naive to believe in love? Why can't I stop comparing myself to her, to him? I should take better care of my parents. What's the point in trying? Will I ever make it? Will I ever stop hating him for what I put on weight? I should exercise more. I should eat. Why do all these guys bore me? Can you trust anyone? Did I say the right thing to that client? I should get more sleep. I should budget. I should read more. Do I feel too much? Do I feel too much? I need to get away. I need an adventure so challenging that it will take me out of my head and thinking only of the present moment. I need to prove to myself that I'm strong, because I don't feel that way these days. But I think out here, alone, in the wild, I might just remember how strong I am. Haha! Crushed it! Really?
Yes!
I'm so happy. I'm really alone.
This is like the point where you think, this is it, this is my limit. I want to collapse now. Should I turn back? I don't know what to do. I'm really scared. I don't know where I am. So I ended up booking this thing through an agency that's up there in the Dolomites, and the reason I did that is because I'm going in off season, and so I thought that there's not going to be very many people, if anyone, out on the trails, and so I'll really be quite vulnerable, and you can call them in an emergency. They don't come with you. I mean, I couldn't afford the option with a guide, so I just got the option where they give you a map and instructions, and they book your accommodation in these cabins, right? Because every night I will sleep in what's called in Italian a rifugio, like literally a refuge, and these cabins or lodges are run by local Italian families, and it's kind of super simple. Like, they're like hostels basically. You have a shared bathroom and dormitory style bunk beds, and so those are super cheap. So I was kind of torn, because I thought, gosh, it's so much money to pay to an agency when the accommodation is cheap if you book it by yourself. But hey, I just thought, look, just in the interest of safety, I should spend the money, even if it's not worth it. I think you should always invest in safety, right? So we'll see.
Prego.
Salve, vendete biglietti per l'autobus Cortina Express?
No signora, provi a chiedere ad ATV.
Ok, grazie. You think it's okay to start eating like crazy, even though I haven't actually done any trekking yet, and I've just been sitting on trains and buses all day? I can't believe how beautiful it is. It is incredible. I've got my map. What is that weird black stuff on my hand? I don't know. But I'm so excited. But now I've got to work, and I'm so sleepy. I just want to go to bed, but I have to work. Buongiorno. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Last night when I got the map, the guy told me that there are wolves around. See, Luca's laughing. But and he's like, yeah, if you come across one, you just have to show him that you're not scared, that you're the alpha. Hai capito, no? Tu parli inglese? Sì. Cioè lui ha detto, no, Kylie, cioè, non avere paura. But now it's a cool time, no? Because there's not a lot of tourists, no? Adesso
c'è nessuno. Non è che ne vai, no?
Okay, he's saying that it will be worth it. I hope so. Here we go. What is this?
me. So peaceful. So peaceful. Oh my gosh. Possibly the world's most peaceful, beautiful picnic spot. So I get all the way out there and I've got this perfect spot that I'm going to drone from. And then I've just discovered that since they changed one of the parts on my drone, it's now registering as a whole new drone, which means that I need to connect to Wi-Fi. So I had to walk all the way back to this hotel. I'm hoping that it will work. Otherwise, I'm carrying this whole drone for nothing. If I get up to the top of that mountain and I can't drone, I'm going to be very sad. Oh my gosh, I think I worked it out.
For 80% of the trek in the Dolomites, there was no cell phone reception. It makes you realize how much we take for granted being able to just call for help or Google our location when we're lost. Anytime I would get coverage, I would always call the agency to check that I was on the right path. Or if I couldn't get through, I would send photos of my surroundings so at least they had a record of where I was. The problem was that every time I came up to signs listing locations, they never corresponded with the locations the agency had listed in their directions. But when I called them, they told me that it sounded like I was on the right path and to keep climbing. Basically, I paid this agency for a self-guided trek, which means that I've got no guide, I'm just out here on my own, and basically all they give me is a map. But their description of which way to go is terrible. And all of these people around here are just like day trippers. They're all like senior citizens. No one's actually hiking. The view behind me isn't so bad. Where am I?
It's a bit disconcerting because I can't see the red marks anymore, which means that I could be on the wrong path. I think that's where I'm going, up there. Maybe. Hopefully. Okay. If this is what they meant when they said it's really well marked, I mean, my gosh, if you're not looking closely, you can miss that. I hope this is kind of near the top. I've only got a bit more hours, minutes, seconds of daylight.
At one point I came across 3 other hikers coming down who told me that there was no way I'd make it to my destination by nightfall. They said there was a part of the mountain where you had to cling on with a chain and that it would be dangerous to do in the dark. When I called the agency, they said that these people were probably mistaken and that I had only about 2 or 3 hours of climbing left to go and that I should keep going. So then I had this dilemma. Do I trust the hikers or the agency? The agency were convinced that these hikers were referring to another trail and that I was on the right path to arrive at my refugio before dark.
I don't know what to do because the people I just met told me they don't think I'll make it before dark.
Of course, it's hard for agencies to give precise estimates of how long a trek will take. I'd hiked for 2 weeks straight, 9 hours a day in Peru last year, so we thought I wouldn't be in any difficulty. Of course, I should have left earlier. I hadn't anticipated the problem with the drone, and that hotel by the lake was the last chance I would get at Wi-Fi, so if I didn't fix it there, I wouldn't have been able to drone for the whole entire trek. Also, the time estimates that the agency gave me should still have enabled me to get there before dark.
Should I turn back? I think maybe I should. I don't know what to do. I don't know. See, if it gets dark and I'm climbing up there, it's probably not safe. I don't know what to do.
Ciao Sara, guarda, io sono tornata indietro circa 40 minuti fa perché avevo paura di trovarmi al buio. Non lo so, organizzo io un transfer a Cortina e un alloggio per stasera. troppo difficile capire bene a che punto ero e quindi non sapevo quanto mi mancava ancora. Mi senti?
After speaking with the agency, they convinced me that technically I should be quite close and that I should keep climbing the mountain because I was almost there. So I turned back around. The temperature had dropped dramatically. They were expecting snow. When I passed the point of no return, when it would be too late to go back to the hotel at the lake, I realized the only thing that was going to keep me from spending a night alone in these mountains was my mind. So I consciously stopped myself from worrying about wolves following me at sunset, about the light fading every second, about my back aching from carrying all my camera equipment and the drone that I hadn't even had time to use, about regretting not leaving earlier, from thoughts of what if I tripped and fell and with no phone reception no one would even know where to find me, about not being able to see the red marks to follow my path in the dark. I blocked all of those thoughts and literally said out loud, "You can do this, Kylie," and then began to run.